Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. 3 more from CJRB. I didn't get anything from CJRB for a few months, which is rare. Usually it's consistent. And then a whole bunch of stuff all at once. So this is undoubtedly something new for 2025. Today's video is simply an unboxing and first impressions, not a review at all. If it ends up being an interesting model though, then you may end up seeing a full review down the road. I'll link these in the description. They're probably available now. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. To my knowledge, these are all the same knife, and they do feel a bit heavier than the little compact knives that they sent from the last video, which truthfully were pretty underwhelming. So I'm hoping that this is something a little bit more interesting. This is called the Maximal. Does it have a blade steel on there? Nope. Okay, we're gonna find out. What do we got here? Doesn't feel huge. No, it's just heavier than the most recent ones that I unboxed. So this is a crossbar lock. Okay, we got a little bit more going on here, for sure. Contour G10, that's nice. We do have a crossbar lock. We've got a nice, what I assume is a blue anodized aluminum pivot collar. Nice simple pocket clip, symmetrical, and yeah, I was gonna say, you'd have to be stupid to not drill it out on both sides. Who's the designer? I've seen this name before. Darn it. Okay, let's get the blade out here. Okay. Very straightforward, but yeah, this does work. Air RPM 9, and then there's the designer logo, and I'm sure there'll be more information with the links in the description. But I'll have to apologize. I don't know exactly whose signature that is at the moment. This reminds me of the Rick Hinder or Slicer grind a lot, with the sort of upward slant right here. Truthfully, the stonewashing also reminds me of that. Really nice. And then the tension on the Omega springs is also very nice. A little bit of a stick, not bad. But the pivot action is nice. And your lockup is completely and totally solid. Do we have perfect centering here? Okay. Straightforward. It's on the smaller side, but there's a nice open ergonomic profile here. Decent lock-in. Certainly a profile we've seen before, right? Still nothing extraordinary. Still nothing, brand new for budget territory, which I and many of you are waiting on and expecting in 2025. Surely someone will bring us something spectacular at this price point. But don't want to come down on stuff like this, because some people just really enjoy collecting budget knives, even if it is just a subtle variation of, stuff that we have seen over and over again for the last few years, which this absolutely is. But it's nice. So we have the contoured G10. Pretty sure that's not micarta. It feels like G10. Contour G10, a nice blade, nice and thin behind the edge, right? Air RPM 9 is nothing special. It's essentially a spray form 9CR18 MOV or 440B, which is basic budget stuff. Stainless, won't hold an edge for a crazy amount of time. Pretty straight, just standard budget stuff, right? Reasonably tough, very easy to touch up. Good user steel, like basic budget steel, right? Shouldn't expect anything crazy from it. We have a nice profile, nice finish. We have contoured G10. We've got the pivot collar, and we have an ambidextrous locking system and pocket clip. So if they price this around 40 to 45 bucks, which is absolutely where it should be, or less, then that's fine. So that's kind of what I'm thinking initially, first impressions here. Let's see what other variations of this knife they have sent, because these should all be essentially the same thing. We have green, which is to be expected, usually black G10 and green G10, or this might be micarta. This feels like micarta. So this feels like G10. I think my ring may have caught that. And then this feels like micarta. So we have the forest green micarta, which is a personal favorite of mine. I think that couples well. It's so funny how certain companies will not contrast the right colors. Does that drive you guys crazy? I understand that that's a little bit subjective, but I feel like this color of blue goes really well with black, and this brassy gold goes really well with forest green. Now, sometimes we see really weird stuff, like blue with green doesn't to me go as well, but maybe it goes with you. Or like bright orange with green. Then again, I feel like maybe somebody who's hunting would appreciate the combination of those colors. Maybe, I don't know. So it's just some companies have a really hard time getting that right. But yeah, it's like I said, it's subjective. This feels exactly the same. A little bit off-centered here. Or is it my imagination? No, I think maybe slightly. Slightly. There's no blade play up, down, left, or right. Actually, this one has no pockets, or I'm sorry, lock stick whatsoever. And then what do we have for the final one here? Open it up real quick and find out. Probably all black or maybe coyote. The coyote tan. We don't see a lot of the... Oh, no, it's red. Okay. I actually like this one the best so far. Does this have... It has no specific color. I actually really like this a lot. They just did a silver pivot collar. Yeah. We still don't see nearly as much red G10 in the knife world. I don't know why that is. We see a lot more orange, and I feel like orange is always the least popular color. But I really like almost like a construction site red. You know, the orange always makes me think of gear that you would bring with you hunting. I mean, you know, like, here's something that's never made sense to me. For those of you who carry pocket knives that have fully, like, camo blades and camo, like, handles, I get that you really like camo, but, wow, talk about something that is made to be lost. Something that is that small and likely to fall out of your hands or fall out of your pocket, much more so, like with small tools and stuff like that. I have never understood why companies would create things that would immediately disappear in the surrounding bush or foliage or whatever, right? Something that's brightly colored. Like if I was going to go outside, when I do go outside and you know, do things with pocket knives, I always try to choose something that's a bright color because it's much easier for me to find when I inevitably set it down in the grass or drop it, which is just, it's just what's going to happen, right? So yeah, but then again, you could make the argument like, why ever choose something like green or coyote or something like that? So I guess it always comes down to preference, but fully camo, like small tools, like I understand why like a hunting firearm, you might want like camo, right? But your pocket knife, which can be concealed completely and totally inside of your pocket if you're trying to, you know, not showcase the bright color. I've never understood why a pocket knife or a small tool, why anybody would want that to be fully camo. That makes no sense to me. But I don't know, maybe somebody can explain it. I do like the red, though. This is a nice color, and I think it couples really well. Whoever's in charge of combining the pivot collar and the surrounding scale material at CJRB, I think you probably think like me. So nice job with that. The red one's nice. Hopefully these are inexpensive. I'm not sure that there's really enough here that warrants a full review. These are pretty straightforward. They're not doing anything different than a lot of knives that we've seen, you know, come out in the last few years from companies like CJRB and similar. It's all pretty much the same kind of thing. It's a good knife, assuming the price is, you know, reasonable and within those ranges that I, you know, mentioned. That's within the range that I mentioned is what I expect. But yeah, they can do a crossbar lock really well, so these are fine. But yeah, 45 bucks, that'd be great. I hope it's not too much more than that. But then again, I expect all, you know, Chinese cutlery and a lot of other stuff actually to go up in price over time. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to look at that from the perspective of a reviewer, you know. As always, I expect companies to fight to bring us the best possible value. So continuing to create what, you know, a lot of people might consider boring and basic designs is fine. If you can do that and bring better and better value, you know, that's what's going to be worth highlighting on stuff like this. So anyways, fine stuff, nothing spectacular, but fine. You know, they do a good job with this range of knives. That's going to be it. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.